Hello everyone and welcome back to War in the Pacific, Admiral's Edition. We are jumping into September now, September 1. I'm trying to get out of here. I'm not sure why. Well, okay, so they're just still there trying to get out of there, but I have a destroyer that looks like it's in pretty bad shape. So, after all that depth charging, we take one hit, but could be a direct hit. We'll find out later. Okay, here's the I-124. See if we can beat it up here. Near miss. Rattle. I don't know how long this will take, so I apologize. But I like to know how effective our. I don't expect to know whether we sink it or not, but it'd be nice to know we get some direct hits that'll send it packing, for a few days at least, maybe a month. But we failed to find it and maybe got a couple of glancing blows. Hopefully we drag it into port with us and destroy it there. But carrying on, we're going to invade here. Kendari. One airbase. This is very ineffectual. Okay. Well, I'm glad we put these cruisers into this task force, because as we come up to unload, we take a pounding from coastal batteries. Yeah. All right. So hopefully, yeah, that's our destroyer that was gonna sink anyway. The Tucker sinks. Oh man. Well, that would have been cool. All right, we got a cruiser a mine tender. Not sure which direction it's going, but hopefully we can sink that guy. All right. I think his sub over here that torpedoed that destroyer was the destroyer that was basically going to sink anyway. We do see an AKE at Victoria Point, which is exactly what I expected. That's how he is resupplying his ships, pardon me. All right, so our sweep went in first. That is great to see. Now, he doesn't have any cap, but we got shredded that one time when he did have cap. So it's very important that that sweep goes. Aha! So he keeps bombing here with unescorted unescorted bombers. So we're gonna see if we can shred some of these, and then hopefully our flat can do some more damage beyond that. All right, I'm gonna just let this go. We'll see. He started with 25. Let's see how many he has when we're done. So we don't shoot down as many as I would have liked, but our flak can do some damage here. One destroyed by flak. So we got a few hits in. So that's good. Hopefully deter him from doing that too many times. Yeah, he'll probably assault that again. This area here, because that unit is trashed anyway. So whatever aircraft was still here damaged, we're gonna try to finish it off. Just one Mavis, that's it. Okay. Could be 0, so that's fine. "23 oil hits, that might finish it off. And then another 4, and then 12. Dang. Yeah, that might be done. So, come on, guys. We gotta get up here in the air and shoot these bad boys down. Let's go. Alright, I'm actually mildly nervous because these guys, I've had them get through cap before. Alright, it looks like we're not doing too great. Let's just kind of cut to the chase. Let's see if we can knock out some of these Bettys. Wow. We are able to get through some of them. Let's see if we can protect our battleships from... And this is exactly why I have these battleships here, is for the flak value. That's why I didn't run away, because they're basically protecting the transport. And this is the whole reason why I'm extremely nervous to invade his airspace. And as soon as I can capture Kendari and get some air power in here, some fighters to cover the base. He's coming from Surabaya is most likely where he's coming from. So if I could get some bombers, maybe I'll bomb the airbase airfield here. So we do take a torpedo hit in each of these 2 battleships. That's scary, but we should be able to limp back to somewhere for repairs. I probably will do that, but we'll check the damage. I'll probably leave because it may be possible that he'll leave us alone for a day. I doubt that, but we'll also have more air power protecting that hex too. Look at that, 46 Wildcats. All right, this one I'm going to skip to. This should be even easier, but we'll see. He does have a lot of Oscars here, and it is only Sally's, so I don't think they carry torpedoes. And then our flak should be able to handle some of that. So let's just cut this through this, and he did get 3 Sallys through, and that arrow is coming, maybe Monado? We do lose a couple of wildcats. Not sure what that was. It wasn't one of our ships. So he knows where we are. That's okay. That's fine for me. So the scary thing is this is late in the day, so I'm worried that if he had Cap here and it reactivated, in the afternoon. I think we're in the afternoon, right? All right, this one's not even escorted. So we should be able to trash this. All right, let's, yeah. He may have lost enough Betties to hold off next turn. We'll see. He may just bring in more. He could just funnel some more squadrons into the area. But we're in it. We're in it to till we can capture Kendari. I'm sticking to my guns here. So yeah, I'm gonna have some long-range heavies hit Singapore. We'll see if we can deter some naval bombing that way. Yep, this should just be. I actually hope it's eliminated. Kind of. Yeah, surrenders. Okay. So in a way, I was hoping that because even though it gives him a bunch of points, I'm okay if this whole core, I know that's only a third of it, but if the whole core is eliminated, then we'll just respawn with a full core. See, we already got almost those APAs and AKAs are just so amazing. We've got so much assault value already unloaded. And it looks like either he flew this AF unit in like a partial to get some air, or he's flying it out because possibly he saw that there was no point in having an AF unit here with us destroying the base. But regardless, we're gonna have our medium bombers hit the base, and our heavies are gonna fly over here to Surabaya and hopefully do some damage there. Okay, so that's the end of the day. I will show you some of the damage because it was pretty intense, and then we'll move on to September 2. Also, I need to do some work on my training. I like to, at the beginning of the month, do some, okay, do some training, make sure, my guys are fully trained or uh, make any changes that are needed for that. So I need to look at that too. Make sure we're optimizing our training squadrons. Okay, couple things. I got in here and I started looking. we're here at Dealey, and if I say, okay, like I said, I want to hit Surabaya, well, that's 21 hexes. The problem is, I mean, I do have one squadron of 9 aircraft. That won't do anything here. So I'm not going to do that. The D's have the longer range 21 hexes, and it's going to be half capacity. So we're going to be carrying 5 bombs each. At best, we'll have 9, so that's 45 bombs dropped. I just don't think that's going to do a lot, if anything, and maybe we get shredded by cap. The D1s are 20, so they won't be able to help. So it's really, I think it's a waste to use our bombers here. I would prefer to do damage to his oil. I think I'm going to let him rest a day, but we're going to hit this with B-25. I mean, sorry, B-20. That is true, B-25s, but also our B-17Fs that we got sitting here doing nothing. I am getting B-24Js, so soon we'll upgrade these. But in the meantime, we've got 4 squadrons. Let's use them to hit Kendari. Now let's take a look at our battleships that we have here because, yeah, that's not as bad as I thought. But I would like to go ahead and head back. I'm tempted to anyway. I have carriers here that he knows are here now. And what I'll probably do, because his subs might swarm us, is pull back to, let's say, here. And then I'd like to add cap to Kendari. Plus, I have P-38s that I can fly cap over Kendari. So I think we'll be a little bit better equipped and able to handle what he's going to be coming at us with. In the meantime, he knows now we have cap here. There's no element of surprise anymore. So let's hit his ground troops, of which he has them. But anyway, I'm not gonna spend a lot of uh, time doing this. We'll get the B-17Fs in on it too. But the heavier, I mean, the longer range B-24s, I may rest a day because he's got ships here, likely picking up something, but he may have a supply uh, cache of resources here and a cache of oil here, but I think we've pretty much eliminated his ability to make more. And pardon me. And I would like to. I thought recon aircraft. No, F4. I would like to recon this. It's been a while. And we'll do I like to do, it doesn't matter because we only have 1 aircraft. We'll fly over there one time just to check what his status is, and like I say, we'll rest our bombers if this number isn't zero, I mean oil 0 and then in parentheses what is it, 301, then we'll bomb it again. But otherwise, I think we've pretty much wiped out his ability to manufacture oil here. But I just wanted to show you the damage he did to us here. By the way, we took some damage to our cruisers. Well, we took some shell hits, not necessarily the damage, and you can see the minimal. If I think we just bounced them. And look at this. See, this amphibious task force is completely empty. I'm telling you, I should have probably researched this, but these APAs and AKs are just so amazing. I don't know. I can't I can't stress that enough. And we've got more coming. These are support units, and I'm gonna set these up to go in manually here in a second. But we're gonna have to go through this sub, and I think we're gonna risk it. I think we're just gonna go in um, and hopefully drive right past it. In fact, he may move his sub out of here. He may move it into Kendari, he may move it away. Knowing we're already here, maybe we'll get in luck and he'll just withdraw it. Anyway, you can see the strategic and operational and tactical situation here. Like I say, we've got a full, basically the full 40th is sitting here ready to attack. Um, so we're going to bombard and certainly kind of probe. I may do an assault because, and we are bombing, and so we'll see how it goes. But this is what you're here for, I think. We lost 11 total aircraft, and he lost a lot. 45, 50, 60 aircraft. Wow. Now that is 60 out of 4,100. So basically, he still could do technically 4,100 sorties. Now, not necessarily because a lot of aircraft are damaged too, so they're going to be grounded for damage. Um, so I wouldn't say I'm deterring him in any major way. He obviously lost a lot of Bettys, some unescorted, even the escorted ones. He lost several, and I don't know the exact numbers because this is off by 6, but you can just see the massive damage and destruction he took. He lost 6 Zeros, 4 Oscars that were escorting the Sallies, and then I lost an Emily here. I didn't see that. That might have been one of those background fights. One to ops, and then of course we destroyed the Mavis there at Babel. We lost a lot, 11, and we lost some of these uh, escort carrier aircraft. We did lose a couple of P-38s for ops, and so on. Um, well, these P-38s might be the ones there flying over Port Blair, but yeah. So this is good numbers. Let's see how many pilots. We did lose several pilots. We have 5 missing. Hopefully we get them back. 2 killed, unfortunately. And let's look at ship sunk. So he lost this ACM 1 pointer, so it's not a big deal. The cool thing for his sake, the cool thing about these ACMs is that they can carry mines and they can tend mines, which I think it doesn't matter how big these things are, they can tend 150 mines. So he can have this tiny 1 pointer and still like do some significant work. And then we lost the Tucker. I think this is the one that was wrecked, trying to slink away, but as it tried its best, it took a torpedo. This is the rest of the battleship group that's trying to get away, and I don't know that I'm happy about. Well, I'm not going to beat myself up over it, but what I mean is, I think I think this it would have been cool to keep the Tucker. What I'm really saying is, I don't know if it was worth it bringing the battleship group to bombard and lose it to a mine. Because I don't think we did significant damage, but I actually don't remember the numbers. It might have been worth it, even losing a 6-point destroyer. But we're moving on. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. And there you have it. Very interesting turn. Let's see if we can secure Kendari. I think the rest of these things just dominoes, start falling, because we'll be able to pummel Surabaya. He'll have to leave that air base, and maybe even Batavia. 25, nope. We'll have to do some more advances to get that far. But certainly we'll have air cover over Makassar. We can start pushing up to Manado, etc. I think it's going to be start getting very interesting. So let's keep the pressure on and um, keep it interesting for him and for us. Well, yeah. See you in a second. September 2 coming up. All right, it's September 2, 1943. See if we can get some more stuff unloaded there at Kendari, and hopefully his bombers stay away. The good thing is we've got like the vast majority of our stuff off already. So we might just be able to comfortably unload stuff and then get out of there in case his bombers do come messing with us. Landing craft. Okay, so our landing craft are in the area. We've got tanks and stuff coming off those. Okay. I don't. This is probably my tanks. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can get this out. eh, Get my thoughts out here. I don't know if it's like we already have a small beachhead, so unloading is safer, and so we have less casualties. As I say that, look at this. Okay, so never mind. But it feels like when you have a day's worth of troops unloaded, that the next wave of troops coming off ships are more protected. It's as if you have kind of a position, a defensive position for safety for the next wave. Again, like a beachhead. Ooh. Okay, that's not good. Wow. Well, we didn't bombard again, so that's probably why. These gun batteries hitting us pretty hard. These'll probably sink, no doubt about it. But yeah, that's not ideal. Well, anyway, I'm rambling, but let's just move on and see how the air phase goes. He's snooping. So these are Mavises. They're not submarine-based aircraft. They're Mavises watching us. Um, hmm. All right, we may have a surprise for him there at over Chustien. Yep, here we are. See if we can shoot down some of these Kates. These may be some of his better pilots simply because they're the carrier-based aircraft. Although he may not, these may be second-rate pilots that he has here on land. But in any case, a plane is a plane, and one less plane to bother our Chinese troops. So we'll take it and probably leave for safety of Chongqing. But in the meantime, hopefully we shoot down some of these Kates. Let's kind of fast forward this. All right, we took them all out. I don't know. Actually, I didn't catch it. I don't know if some of them just fled or not, but at least 8. I believe it's going to be more, and maybe the whole squadron of 15. I am worried over over Kendari, honestly. All right, so these more aircraft here. Let's see if we can shoot down some Oscars and perhaps some Sallies. Um, let's see how the dogfight here goes. Oh, we just skipped right to the Sallies. Nice. The Oscars didn't really do much, if anything. Um, all right, since there's no real dogfight, let's see how many of these we shoot down. Okay, 17. I believe, what is that, 4? Because I think he starts with 21. And so 8 got away. I mean, we shot down 4. 4 more got away. And these Lancers are shooting down some more Sallies. I'm going to move forward with this. But let's, well, we didn't get any more. I don't think. Ooh, get some Marys. We're our pilots are probably fairly fatigued by now as well, but yeah, we're having a field day over China, similar to our field day over Kendari yesterday. I was just worried they were going to come again while our pilots are fatigued and some aircraft are disabled. So, but fortunately, fortunately, he didn't come back. 47 vengeances. Let's do this. Wow. These dive bombers, I believe they're optimal for air base strikes. They may be good for. Okay, we're dropping mines here. He may or may not be able to tell from this raid. Um, yeah. So you can see you can see this information here. He may be able to also see that. All right, so we have a lot of fighters covering here, which may be deterring him from doing something. If he sees that replay of our dropping of mines, that's unfortunate, but by the same token, and this is bad weather, we're not getting anything here. um, by the same token, mm, it'll discourage him from bringing ships back sooner too, or he'll likely just divert some minesweepers to come down there and clear it out. So that's unfortunate, but hey, something. Might as well keep our bombers busy. I'll probably arrest them now that they've done a city bombing. And I mean, sorry, they bombed the airfield and then they dropped mines. Now I'll probably arrest them and let them um, do maintenance and whatever else they need to do. And again, I'm still not seeing a raid over Kendari. I don't want to jinx it, but I don't think he's. I think he opted to hold off. Yeah, the LCIs. Oof. 83 and 84. Get that stuff off the ship and repair it. Please. I'm probably going to lose those two ships, but it is what it is. So I'm going to do an attack at Kendari, I think. I'll talk about it a little bit more as we walk around the map. See, his force is pretty weakened. I'll bomb it again, only this time with also with heavy bombers. We've got TDs, we've got uh, tank battalion. I think we're ready to go. And we are bombarding him as well. See, we're bombarding him in reply. This is pretty trashed. Now, I don't know what his fort situation is, and he'll have terrain advantage, but I think we're in good shape. So let's go. I'm ready to start making a run here, a deep run into his underbelly. Ambon's port is size 3. That's going to be useful. I'm more I'm more excited about the airbase getting built up, but that's a start. Uh, Now, whenever I say this, I don't follow through, but I'm going to kind of try to go quicker because I want to, I'm short on time. So we got the some repairs, some subs ready to go. We got the Australia ready to go. That'll be useful for getting heavy ships there into the what do I want to call it? The uh, the tip of the Dutch East Indies there, where our offensive is going. Because I like to have surface ships in the area doing bombardment and so forth. We can just page down here. Got some Chinese aces here because of our action there over unescorted bombers. Let's see. Okay. So LCI, yeah, we'll probably lose these. We'll take a look at that. And we got another carrier group ready because the Washington is ready to go. Should be able to move out. And what's this? Barge TF 253. Um, okay, well, that's interesting. Okay, I wanted to look at this, by the way. We got some convoys disbanding. Let's see. Some new ships. What's this? I think, okay, yeah, I know exactly what this is. We moved some C-46s to Rangoon, and this is the damaged ones that arrived a day later by train. VS-49 though. Oh, that's an air, yeah, that's an air unit that I think I was transferring. And then here's a fighter bomber squadron arriving at Aden. That's fine. I'm not gonna sit there and chase that down. But let's look at some losses here. We lost 4, he lost 26. Another great ratio for us. 16 Kates shot down. Yeah, so all of his Kates were destroyed. Seven Sallys shot down and one ops loss. Now, some of these, I think this Kate number should be 15, by the way, and so I think that's where the discrepancy comes from. So that's 15, and then 8 total Sallys. Maybe one of these ops is from Flak, but anyway, and then he lost all 3 Marys. He didn't lose any escorting fighters. Even to ops. We lost a few ops aircraft, and of course some air transports, very important air transports that we don't get very many of. Yeah, we're for sure the C-46s we lose more than we gain because I think we only get three per month. We've lost 9 already. Look how many C-47s, 291 lost. And then pilots 1 killed. Okay, could be worse. And then last turn, no ship sunk. Let's look at sunk day. Let's look at the last month. You can see here the losses, recent losses in the Tucker we lost yesterday. Okay, I'm going to try to be brief and see if I can succeed. I'm trying to pick up these troops from Maloalap, and fortunately we're below the limit, so that's going to be good for our supply usage. And that's okay. Pardon me. We don't need all this stuff here anyway. So I'm trying to get all these guys off, and then also they're prepping for Roy Namur, and then we'll do that. And also got some See, I'm spotting here. It looks like some troops at some of these other bases. So it looks like I'm actually gonna have to prepare some troops. We can't just come in with a fast transport and grab it. Um, we saw a bunch of subs over here earlier, and he didn't chase us down, so that probably tells me he's comfortable just staying back. But Sorong, and I think he's guarding the if we're gonna come this way into Sorong. He looked like he was, yeah, he found us down here. That is okay with me, but I'm wondering why we didn't go very far. I think there's a fuel issue. I'm wondering because I told it to go 9 hexes and we went like 3. So I'm not sure. Oh, I know why. It's probably because we were siphoning fuel from one ship to another and used up ops to do that, and so we could only go part way. This is why, and this is on me, I needed to plan this better. This is why I need this replenishment task force, which is coming to Dili and will be ready to help refuel all this stuff soon. But I'm trying to get up here, and now that I'm here, what? Let's see, what's the range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I can go here. That's 14. Let me try to do something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. What if I went here? And then from here, that's 15. Okay. If we can move 9, that gives us 6 hexes. I'm trying to figure out what's my range on my bombers. I can get 8, so I don't even need to go that far. And on these, I can get 6, so that's good. I'd like to get the most aircraft I can here. We're going to hit this air base and port. I'd like to anyway. Um, you can see the damage to the resources and the industry basically. So it's not, I'm not targeting that as much as I'm targeting the actual base that he can launch from. But I feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say we moved here. That's 12. That's too far. And I could do full speed, but I don't have a lot of fuel, so that would be a challenge. While we're here, yeah, these things are going to burn up for sure. Let's uh let's go to Dealey. They'll probably burn up before they get there. I'm not going to worry about scuttling. Their victory value is 1. It's like, I mean, we're not even saving points. Who knows? What if we can put the fire out? Wouldn't that be pretty cool? So we'll just let them go, and we'll tell these guys combat. Let's tell these guys to attack. Okay. So basically everybody who can will attack. Let's make sure. Look, I don't like these base forces and stuff attacking. So let's just make sure our engineers are not. Well, combat engineers are fine because we can blow up. Um, I'm fine with that because I'd like to blow up the forts if they have any. Um, Artillery should just bombard. That's fine. And then we have some flak here, so that's going to be good. Pardon me. Just 40 millimeter, but that should deter some smaller low level aircraft. And then we've got our tanks attacking. Okay, we got the priest self-propelled artillery, so that's pretty cool. And then tank destroyers, Wolverines. These guys, I'd like to get the M36, so let's just allow that. I don't know if we have very many. And then these guys, of course, these guys are ready. And our HQ is just there to support, and we should be good. We'll bomb it again with heavy bombers this time. And also, we do have Surface Combat Task Force, which I think I'm going to tell it bombard. Um, just make sure we're doing that. And remain on station is fine. And no, we'll let it go back. That's fine. We're gonna bombard with our escorts and all right. So this is ready to go. Hopefully we can capture this turn, but there's no telling. It is jungle, so ×2, and again, I don't know what fort level he has. But he could have a supply issue as well. That would give us a bonus, or him a malice. I am debating coming. I'm loading these troops, and I'm going to this hex here. I'm debating coming back again, and I know I keep smashing my head against this cursed ground, but I am planning it. I got air supply coming in, and I'm also I was gonna try to bring supplies by our subs, but that's not working out. So we're just gonna come here, lay some mines, see if we can deter him from coming over here. I cannot drop mines with our aircraft, so I'm just opting to bring some. You can see here in the corner, the Victorious is on its way up here. Oh, by the way, one of the things I'm waiting on, I've got this guy coming. One of the things I'm waiting on is I've got a squadron of American P-38s coming to Chittagong. They'll get here in a day or two, and when they get here, they'll have to, be maintained to active status. We'll fly them to Rangoon, and then we'll have two squadrons of fighters covering Port Blair. In addition, I would love to bring the Victorious and the Hermes, I think, bring them in one task force with fighter cover, like just get all fighters and have them cover Port Blair as well, and then charge in um, with our amphibious group that's going to bring the rest of this stuff over, and then we'll just start bombing this and bombarding this as often as possible until it's ready to fall. That's going to be a challenge, but it's also a challenge for him, and he's spending a lot of resources looking this way. Well, meanwhile, we're starting to do some stuff here in this area, so I'm pretty pumped. I think we're going to be okay. The rest of Burma, we're getting in position. Um, so far, nothing new has pulled into this hex, but we do have a lot coming. This guy just had on slow move with combat move because it moves fast enough and it's already going to be there next turn. The rest of this is coming in behind. Look at all this assault value, 1400. Yeah, I don't doubt that as soon as we're in here, I may just push before all these other guys are in position. But I also made the mistake of not sending these guys in a bit further. And so, I want to move actually here. So, yeah, we're gonna do that. where's my other Chindit here? East. Yeah, so the other Chindits are moving here, and then I don't remember exact the specific hex I sent them to. 6248. Okay, right here. And then my goal was to move them around the flank. But we'll just see how it goes. No big deal. I think we're just gonna put this huge weight into them and smash their position here and keep pushing down the road. I think we'll be okay. The Chinese, I'm not gonna have go beyond this hex here because it'll activate some special units he'll get. You know, again, I mentioned this before. I'm sure they're weak enough to push around, but there's no point in adding AV and more targets for him to cause roadblocks. And then we can bring the Chinese back over here and push down into southeast Burma, but I don't want to cross this border with them. And then, and I've already mentioned this, the whole thing. Then, you know, at some point when I feel like we're in good shape in this theater, we can pull them back and use them in China, or maybe use them in China earlier. You know, we don't have to push here if we want to just you know, clean China up a little bit. We can hold Pegu and hold this river line here and be fine. I just would like to put pressure down here by Victoria Point to make him a little uncomfortable. Anyway, that's kind of it. I'm not seeing. Let me look. He's chasing us here in this area. He's here, here. I think he just got here. But anyway, here. But he's been here for a long time. Um, this is where we defeated a bunch of his aircraft. Anyway, you can. I'll show you my air units here. They're not in bad shape at all, and not. But I mean, their fatigue is extremely high. But you can see here that we didn't lose any aircraft even to ops, so we're in good shape. But I'll probably pull them out just to, you know, just to get them out of danger because they're going to be useless for a while they rest. Okay, I'm not catching anything where it's where I'm nervous, so I think we're okay. Nothing's standing out. Um, and these guys arrived, so we can do combat mode and prepare defensive positions. All right, well, I think that's it. So we'll be back on the 3rd of September and go from there. Keep pushing into September. Okay, real fast. Let's look since we talked about them. We can just do this. We have 71 M7 priests, so we've got plenty to fill out our tank units. M36s we have 41, so we can fill out some of those as well. And we're producing relatively slow pace. And then aircraft pool, just so you can look again at what we're producing in September. Let's go here. Spitfire 5. We have not very many of anything in the pool yet. The B-24Js, we're still producing B-24D1s for the moment. So we're only making 50 of these a day instead of the 65 we'll get shortly and when we convert the factories over. So right now we only have 3 in the pool of these guys. I'd like to get 12 before I start upgrading bomber groups. So that'll be a few days, and otherwise we only have just a very few Kitty Hawks. And these A20Gs, oh yeah, that's right. Medium bomber plus attack bomber. That'll be nice. We're gonna produce a lot of these. That'll be really nice to get out there. We can fly as level bombers or attack bombers. Um, and yeah, so well, let's wrap it here, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.